so what we have here is a wonderful, wonderful grill. I thought it was wonderful, wonderful. It's a Pit Boss. Pit Boss, as you can see, she's torn apart. What happened was, after time, your pellets tend to build up that dust up inside of there, and somehow the grease got inside of there. Apparently when you're cooking, the grease gets down in there somehow, and it turns it into like a cement, and this whole entire inside here is jammed tight. Wouldn't move, wouldn't do nothing. So literally you got to tear the entire grill apart on the Pit Boss, and you have to slowly take like a pry bar and some very strong pliers or vice grips and just keep digging and poking down in here till you can break that stuff up, which only can get in so far. As you can tell, you can't go in too far. But basically it took about 4 hours to tear this apart and get down inside there and keep prying and bending and prying and pulling, and eventually it wiggled a little bit once you tear out about this much here and go from the inside here down into that way, down in there, and pry out some of that shit, dig it out. Then eventually you'll be able to take and clamp onto this and just keep going back and forth until you get that thing loosened up. And once you do, then you have the fun chore trying to put it all back together again. So as you can see here, the ground wire was too short for me to access it, so I ended up cutting and extending the ground wire, which you do have to have in order for this to run. If you don't have that ground wire on there, it's the green one. Yeah, it's green there and it's green over here. If you don't have that connected, this machine will not run. So that's a trick. They try to trick you with that, the reverse ground on it. But anyway, got that all back together, and then ended up drilling out these holes here so I can get this to spin. Now the trick, I think in the future, what I'm going to do is filter all your pellets out before you do it. Run them through some kind of a screen, some kind of like a screen to get all the dust out, but not let the pellets fall through. Something fine enough all the dust will come through, because that dust just keeps building up and building up. But this was solid pellets in there too, so it wasn't just the dust, but I know the dust doesn't help much. So anyway, putting it all back together again, and we'll update it here shortly. But yeah, this is the $400 Pit Boss. It lasted about 3 months, and then kapow, it locked up, and lucky nothing else was damaged. You gotta be real careful when you take this apart, because you can see there's a lot of electronics. You don't want it plugged in. A lot of crazy stuff here, folks, but I will update you again once we get her back together. The old Pit Boss, and this one is this is about a $400 one. I don't know the exact model on it, but let's see if we can find the model back here. Well, I don't know if that'll help you any, but I think it's the 400 or the 800. It was about $400. So anyway, peace out, man.